And it keeps going. Tells us, be ready. Do something. Stop doing something, whatever. Well, in our gospel today, Jesus is calling the first disciples. And he calls us in the same way. Now, Jesus calls the disciples. We remember the story. He says, come after me. As he was walking by the sea, he saw two brothers, Simon and Andrew, called Peter, and his brother and Andrew, casting their nets into the sea. They were fishermen. And he says, come after me, and I'll make you fishers of people. And once they left their nets and followed him. Then he walked on a little farther and saw two other brothers, James and John. And they were in a boat with their father Zebedee, mending the nets. He called them, and immediately they left the boat and their father behind and followed him. Now, there's just a few things we want to note about how Jesus called those first disciples, because it tells us a lot about how Jesus calls each one of us. Now, notice where he called them, okay? They were out in the open, weren't they? They weren't in a church. They weren't in a school of some kind. Where they were out where they worked. They were out on the job, working hard. And he called them to quite simply follow me. God calls us in much the same way. He calls us where we are, what we're doing, and says, I want you to use the talent you have, who you are, to better follow me. To be my messengers. And you can do great things. He calls each one of us to do that. Now, notice another thing. The apostles had to leave some things behind them, didn't they? Huh? First, they had to leave the net and the boats and even their father to follow Jesus. And it's the same way God calls us. Sometimes we're called where we are, what we're doing, to follow Christ. And it might mean leaving some things behind. It might mean leaving behind our habits, the things we do that maybe need to be improved. Might call us take a look at how we look at other people and how we judge them. Got to leave that behind to better follow me. Quite simply, he's saying to the disciples, he's saying to us, come as you are, and I will help you to do great things for my kingdom. Leave what you have behind. Make me the center of your life. And you will be my messenger. Where you are, what you're doing. Maybe an example will help. My friend Prince was a big man. Big, strong man. And I'm told he used to work on the railroad, fixing the railroad ties. And we know that that's heavy work. You shovel the snow off the railroad tracks. Well, when I got to know him, about 25 years ago. He was collecting scrap metal with his small truck. They used to call him Sanford and Son. But Prince's greatest strength was his smile. When I would see Prince and he had that big smile on his face, I just had to smile back. It was infectious. And Prince didn't say a lot. He wasn't talking too much. But when he did, it was in a soft and gentle way. Prince was a gentle giant. And I'm told that years before, Prince had to leave behind some of his old ways, some old habits. When he drank alcohol, he was a lot less of a great man. But he answered God's call. He left that behind to become God's messenger of love and peace. Right where he was, doing what he's doing, what he was doing. I don't know if Prince went to church regularly, but I sure believe that God was calling him to be a messenger of God's kindness and God's love. And that's the call to each one of us. It was a call to the disciples. It wasn't a call to become somebody else. Jesus wanted them as they are, who they were. He didn't say, now you got to go off to school, you got to get all prepared for this. All he said to them is, you follow me, I'll make you fishers of people. Use the talents who you are and the talent you have to follow me. And that's God's call to us. Use who we are, where we are, to be the best possible messengers of God's love. And that's what we're called to do. Now, it's only middle of January. We still got time, haven't we? We still have time to ask God for the help that we need to be the best possible messengers of God's love that we can be, right where we are, doing what we're doing. So, let's stop and do that. Let's just stop, ask God's help. God, how can I be a better messenger of your love in this year? Let's take a little less than a minute to do that, okay? Ready? Go. The bell rang. Time for action. Let's go and be the kind of messengers that we can. So as we continue now and get ready to share in the body and blood of Christ, let's ask our God for the help and the strength we need to be the best messengers of God's love we can be.